How much do you know about driving manual transmission?
Well, I've seen some YouTube tutorials. I can drive a dual clutch too.
Yeah, so can my grandma. You know what to do? Clutch in, second gear, accelerate again, go. Hit it. You failed your test. Have you never taken a key out of ignition? Come on. Woo! Go ahead and just roll into it in fourth. Hard, let's go, fast.
If you think you have something that you can do to help out other people, or something you can do to better your community or the world, don't be afraid to do it.
What's up, people? I am here, good on my word, after 10,000 subscribers to teach a young person, this guy, how to drive stick shift in that Viper, which is gonna be fun. And actually, the channel's a lot bigger right now, so it took a while, so thank you for being patient. Dude, who are you?
My name's Garrett. I'm from Columbus. I drove up here, me Casey.
Okay, why'd you come up here? Isn't this creepy, doing a YouTube video with some random stranger?
A little bit.
It is?
Nah.
Okay.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Cool. Well, in regard to this challenge, you guys obviously wanted to interact with you all, but to teach somebody to drive stick, I asked everybody to write me an essay, and the most important part was to learn what you, as a young person who hasn't yet learned how to drive a manual transmission, what have you done to better your community or your nation or other people's lives where you don't get a tangible return? So that's pretty important. And Garrett has done a lot of neat helping things when there were some major tornadoes in the Dayton, Ohio area, some of you may have heard of. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what is that all about? What did you do down there?
Yeah, so we had all the tornadoes come through Dayton, Ohio, like you said, and it destroyed a lot of homes and a lot of businesses, buildings. So I worked with a group called Operation Blessing and went and volunteered my time, drove down there, and we essentially were just helping people clean up debris and get their homes back in order and helping people out. So
yeah. Well, you, after you initially went down there for a day or two, you just started driving all the way back down on your own accord after that for some time after. What made you choose to do that?
Well, you know, I'm not huge on volunteering just because I guess I'm a little lazy. Who knows? But just to see the people truly appreciate it firsthand, and it's just different to be there with the homeowner and see how appreciative they are of the work that I put out.
Yeah.
You know, so that to me was just like, okay, I know I'm helping people. I know I have to go back down. There's more work to do.
Yeah. So once you first got down there and got interactive with that group, you saw the impact that helping others had?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what made you wanted to keep going back and seeing it?
Yeah, seeing that directly from the homeowner, or whoever we were helping out. It's different than knowing you're helping someone and then them actually telling you and thanking you in person.
Very true.
It's a different experience. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you did it for everybody to find out about it, and I hope I'm not making you embarrassed by telling everybody about it, but I think it's a good thing, and wanted to reward somebody for getting the opportunity to drive the Viper. There's a lot of great young people out there that have done amazing things that wrote me as well. I'm sorry I can only do one at this time, so I hope you guys keep watching and stay tuned. But Garrett, you've been a supercar and a sports car fan forever. In fact, you would beg your parents to take you to go see exotic cars, and they would take you on your birthday to like the toy barn. I see the hat you got on today.
Yep.
So what's up with that? Have you gotten to be around supercars or exotic cars much?
Yeah, I've kind of put myself in the position to be around the cars. I just
go to Cars and Coffee.
Yeah,
and stuff like that?
I'm at Cars and Coffee just about every time they have it. Like you said, I go down to the toy barn.
I'm sure new Ferrari and Lamborghini owners would teach you to drive stick if those companies actually offered a real car transmission.
I can drive a dual clutch too.
Yeah, so can my grandma. But you want to learn how to drive a real man's car, right?
Yes, that's why I'm here.
That's
why we're here.
Let's go learn how to drive stick. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Holy crap. So, did we debrief, or did I brief you on this car in any way, shape, or form yet?
No.
No. Okay. How much do you know about driving manual transmission?
Well, I've seen some YouTube tutorials, so I understand obviously the basics. You know, the clutch pedal and easing off to get in the first.
And then what do you do when you have to shift up or down?
Clutch in, shift, and then I'm assuming just ease back into the gear.
Pretty much, yeah. So, do we want to barrage you with a bunch of stuff, or do we just want to try? Let's just start with the absolute basic. That's getting moving in first gear, gently accelerating and maintaining speed in first gear, slowing down, and then getting the clutch in and coming to a controlled stop. And we'll do that a few times until you're ready, and then we'll work into getting more up to speed and shifting. How does that sound?
Works for me.
Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, you're not going to worry about shifting. You're just going to worry about, being in first gear and everything like that.
Okay.
So when you're going to go start it, and I'll give you the rundown right now and then have you do it. Okay, so I don't have to be one of those terrible teachers that's like screaming at you the whole time. You're like, I don't know what to do. Because that's exactly the way you sound in my head. Anyway. So the first thing is when you start it up, it's generally a great idea to stick it in neutral. You know what I mean? Okay. Like first thing, you just go ahead and pop it right in neutral. You got your foot on the brake, by the way?
No, I don't.
Okay. Foot on the brake, right, and when I say foot on the brake, right foot on the brake. We're not going to do any like high performance driving techniques with left foot braking today. Probably. Okay.
No heel.
Yeah, you can push in the clutch too. It could have a little pressure on it. So yeah, and
is that neutral there?
It is.
Okay.
It's a real quick throw. You can feel it. There's one back, one forward, so that's the way you can find it. And then neutral, the detents are small. Okay.
Okay.
Like this. It always comes back between third and fourth gear. So you have to push it a detent over to the first or second gear area. Let go, third, fourth. If you want to be to the fifth, sixth gear, you have to push it over. And if you want to go reverse, you got to punch it over.
Oh, okay.
It's like a double hard detent over, and then reverses forward. Make sense? So show me where third and fourth gear area is in neutral.
Third?
No, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying show me where it is in neutral with the detents, like what I just went over.
Oh.
And you can move it to find it.
Okay.
So where are you now?
That is first?
Yes. How do you know that?
All the way to the left and up.
Correct. But for this exercise, I just want to go over what I talked about right now in the neutral area. So
okay.
Go ahead and move it around, and then tell me where it is that you are between third and fourth gear in neutral.
Right in the middle here, where it rests.
Why?
Well, to the left of it's first and second, and to the right is
correct.
Fifth and sixth.
But why? I'm being an annoying, like, flight instructor kind of person trying to get you to say what I said and understand it that way. Remember the whole thing about the detent? It'll push you. You have to push it over, and it always returns to between third and fourth area.
Why do you... I don't know. Why do I think
this is set up with effectively springs that will push this thing always to end up between third... Well, not then. Push it between... Get back there! Between third and fourth gear. Okay?
Okay.
So if you just come here and you know you're in neutral because there's a gear ahead of you and behind you. So now we're in neutral territory. And then you just find out where you are by feeling the detents. And then there's reverse detent. Does that make sense?
Okay. So you're in neutral.
Correct. I'm just talking about the full neutral sweep right now, left or right. Go ahead. Show me the full sweep in neutral. You don't have to put it in a gear. Where are you?
Okay. So in between first and second.
Correct.
In between third and fourth.
Correct.
And in between fifth and sixth.
Correct.
And then...
Find reverse.
You said...
Like a man! Yeah. There you go. All right. Do one more time. No, the whole scenario.
Oh, gotcha.
Don't worry, people. We'll start driving soon.
First and second here.
Yes.
Third and fourth right in the middle.
Yes, and I like how you completely took your hand off to show that too.
Yeah, and then fifth and sixth to the right.
Correct.
And then...
Bang it for reverse. And reverse is forward. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. So, here's the thing. And this is a great topic to bring up for the efficiency of shifting. When you go to shift, we'll get to this later. I just want to make the note now. If you're in first gear, okay, and you want to bring it back to second, you just bring it straight back, but hold a little bit of left pressure to make sure it stays on this detent.
Oh,
because if you do it real lazy and you just push it back, it'll return over and it'll want to go into fourth gear.
I gotcha.
So you have to maintain a little side pressure to hold it over.
Okay.
But when you go into third gear, you can literally just watch this. I push this, it detents itself over to the third, fourth area, and I could literally shift it with one finger.
I see.
As long as your detents are working correctly.
Okay.
And then when I come to fourth gear, it's going to stay in that area, so I could literally use one finger and bring it into fourth gear without any side pressure. But to go to fifth gear, this is where I want to put some side pressure on it. It goes over and in. And then when I want to go to sixth, I've got to hold the same type of side pressure, just pushing to the right to keep it into 6th gear. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And the same things hold true if I'm going back down to 5th. If I'm going to 4th, I can go 1 finger and it pushes over to the 4th area. 1 finger over to 3rd gear. If I want to go to 2nd, I bring it back. I usually kind of snap it over, I feel it, and bring it over. Make sense?
Okay.
And then you side pressure for 1st gear. But when you were showing me where these places were in neutral and you let off to show 3rd, 4th, I like that because that's already showing me that you intuitively know that the detents in the transmission are going to work for you properly.
Okay.
There's a lot of cars with really crappy and sloppy shift linkages. You can't do that as well with, but in this circumstance, you generally can pretty well.
Okay.
Okay, so show me neutral again, and I want you to find me 1st and 2nd gear.
Okay. To the left, there's 1st.
Yeah, and do it without looking at it.
Okay. And there's 2nd.
Correct. Now look away. I'm going to put it in a gear, and then I want you to find me neutral. Find me neutral. Is that neutral?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you got neutral. Okay, look away again. Find me neutral. Okay, look away again. Find me neutral. That was a trick. I was already in neutral.
Oh, man.
Okay.
You got me.
I'm gonna look away again one more time. I want you to find me 4th gear.
4th.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You still looking away?
Yeah.
Okay. Find me 2nd. Yeah, okay. We'll do one more, see if you can get it. Find me 1st gear.
1st, all the way over to... Was it already in 1st?
Correct. Okay.
Okay.
You passed that. Okay, so the whole thing about cars and gently letting off the clutch and pushing in the gas pedal. It's a major misnomer for people don't know. What you are doing, the pedal is connected to the cylinders to actuate the clutch. There is no magical place where they all engage, and different clutches engage over a different amount of travel. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That's the annoying aspect of how you have to feel it.
Is that how you get a heavier and lighter clutch? Or
That's generally the amount of effort it takes to push it to work. But what I mean to say is, like, you know when they talk about light switch cars? Like race cars or the silly button puck clutches and stuff.
Yeah.
There's so little movement to slip the clutch, and it barely moves at all. With this, there will be some movement for the acts of slipping the clutch. Like when the clutch first starts touching, it's barely doing anything, and then to when it's fully engaged. There's a certain window of slippage. Does that make sense?
Okay. So like wiggle room.
Don't call it wiggle room. It's slippage.
Okay.
Wiggle room, that's not the right way to look at it. Now, here's the other thing you got to think of. Whenever you get into a different kind of car, they have different engines and different weight, okay? Let's say they generally all have a fairly stock clutch. They're going to be reasonable to drive and have a little bit of slipping factor. But when you're in a car with a tiny engine or revs real high and doesn't make any torque, you've got to have your RPMs up a little bit and start engaging the gas pedal to create torque and power while you're slipping it to go. And those cars get a little annoying and can be difficult to drive. Okay. Fortunately, we're in a Viper. I don't know if that was dramatic. I feel like Jim Carrey over here. So what does being in a Viper tell you as to how this thing will be in terms of driving it gingerly?
Well, based off of what you just said, I have a feeling that I won't need to give it a whole lot of gas. Being
reasonable thought.
Pretty big engine, one of the biggest.
Yeah, 8 liter, naturally aspirated, V10.
That's a lot of cylinders.
I don't know if that looks cool when I do that. I just kind of like doing
it. Looks cool to me.
You're sucking up.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we do this thing? So if you let the clutch out and it's not neutral, you're going to be in a gear, and you're either going to stall it or we're going to be moving and you're not expecting it, right? Yeah. So you need to make sure you're in neutral before you let the clutch out if we're going to sit here idling with your foot off the clutch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's about it. It's pretty flat here, so you don't have to worry about things. Your parking brake's on. Do you have a reasonably good feeling for what you got to do here?
I think so. Okay,
then I'm going to only tell you one thing before we go. I would say put it in neutral. Find your brake pedal with the right foot. Why am I looking for the... I never ride in this side. I forgot what the seatbelt is. No wonder people have a hard time finding a seatbelt on this thing over here. It's weird, man. Okay.
Okay, so...
Get yourself neutral, yep. Go ahead, push in the clutch. You'll need clutch foot in because it has a safety switch to start it.
Okay. What
Yes.
about the brake right now?
I mean, it's helpful to be on the brake.
Okay. Just because we're in neutral?
Good practice kind of a thing. And that's like any other car.
Well, it doesn't sound like any other car.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Except there's no like dumb Ferrari push buttons to start just so people feel like a race car driver, and they're not.
No little levers to flip up to push the button.
Yeah, I don't have that. This button here though is there because I put that steering wheel on and then it screwed up for making the horn work, so I had to put the horn over here.
Gotcha.
And people are gonna make fun of me. I don't care. So let's try this for an exercise. No, let's not. Let's just see if you can do it on your own.
Okay.
Now, if you're gonna just try to do this on your own, the object is to get moving reasonably gently, right?
Yes.
So how would you think to go do that?
I'm assuming, well, little to no gas. Do I need to give it any gas?
I'm not going to tell you. You tell me what you would do.
Okay.
If I wasn't here to help you.
Well, I would slowly let off the clutch until I get until I feel the clutch starting engaging, and then
yes, and then keep moving at a reasonable rate of letting off the clutch. The biggest thing that people do wrong is when they start to go, they freak out and panic and let their foot off the clutch, which is the same thing as popping the clutch and makes the car stall and buck and go crazy.
Okay.
So this is one of those things, and especially with a Viper, you just have to be steadfast with what you're doing, and even if the world starts getting nutty around you, you still have to be cool and composed. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm just going to let you have a try.
Okay.
Keep your parking brakes on. And if we get going and we're doing just fine, that's okay. Then that's cool. Then you have your foot on the gas pedal and you can just gently drive around and, and first smooth on the pedal. Don't be like way on or way off, right?
Yeah.
And then if you decide you want to come to a stop, then you let off the gas pedal. And since we're not going to be going fast, you'll pretty much just push in the clutch and then brake and come to a stop. But make sure you just keep the clutch in.
Okay. You want me to just keep it in first, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we're not going to mess with shifting yet. You just do your thing.
Let's see. Brake. I'm being real slow.
Yeah, you're fine. Just a little gas, just a little.
Oh, you weren't kidding about it being touched.
Okay, now very gently accelerate on the gas. And hold it. You accelerate and then hold your foot there. Okay, cool. Now just while we're doing this, while we're going, go ahead and just kind of drive around.
Well, that was a whole lot easier getting it at first than what I expected.
Don't get too excited. All right, go ahead and accelerate a little more. It is a big engine, so it starts getting a little bumpy and mad that we're going slow. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, don't forget to push in the clutch if we're stopping. Go ahead and stop.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and kill the car. Let's talk about this.
In neutral?
Just kill it.
Okay.
How many times have you driven stick before?
I'd say maybe twice.
You attempted, right?
Or yeah, attempted.
How many times did you stall the car?
About 40. We kept track.
Did you feel like before today that you were competent at driving stick?
No.
Why do you think you were successful today?
I don't know.
What is different about today than was different about your other time?
Well, I guess I'm just excited to be in a Viper, and
That helps sometimes.
Yeah, because being in the Honda, I don't know. This is I guess I'm also trying to make sure I get this.
Hopefully you have
if I don't learn stick, you have no video.
Well, that's true, because that looked way too good and easy. I just wanted to let people know that this isn't your normal thing.
No, I did not expect to actually get in the first right there.
Okay, well, let's be reasonable about this. One, hopefully you feel relaxed,
yes.
And we went over this in a way that you would genuinely understand. Not understand theoretically like a school is going to teach you, but in a way that you actually really understand and can do something, right?
Yes, yeah.
Two, before you did it, I didn't tell you what to do. I said, what would you do, in your opinion, logically? And you came up with logically made sense. And if I agreed to that, then that's what you do. So you're already innately thinking of what to do on your own.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then lastly, and the thing that frankly helps, we have a big damn engine with a lot of torque. So it's harder to stall. But you figured that out and you knew how to make it work with that. So the Viper can be helpful in that circumstance to learn to not stall it on. It's got a bunch of power. And 2, it comes down to how you look at it and how you present somebody to genuinely learn something to where they can be effective utilizing it in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, people? Okay. And then also, I hope, impart an aspect of making sure that you would stay calm and know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is kind of tough, staying composed, especially when you're not used to.
So let's up the ante. Go ahead and start it back up, and let's back up. And then go back to our area.
Okay.
Let's see how smart you are now. I'm not saying anything. You have to do it.
All right.
Back up over there to the left, and then we'll do our forward thing over here.
I think that's reverse.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
I'll tell you if it's not, but you're good.
Parking brakes down.
All right, now do you remember how you succeeded at doing it going forwards?
Yes.
Do the same thing, only going backwards.
Okay.
Little gas. Okay, go ahead and turn to the left. That's technically the right.
Oh.
That's okay. We'll go with the right. All right, looking good. A little close. Now, to be frank, that right there, if you were in a car with a small amount of displacement, you would have stalled it.
Really?
That's where the Viper's like pulling out of a jam.
Okay.
Everybody thinks I'm a good driver. I'm just a hack.
That was a lot easier than what I've ever done in a manual.
Right. I'd like to think it's the teacher, but
well, Casey was a lot better teacher than any other teacher.
All right, so shall we go forward now?
Let's do it.
If we stay here too long, it's going to get hot. We need some air moving to that radiator.
Yeah, let's get some air.
All right.
Don't want to give it too much gas.
You're all right.
You weren't kidding about it being touchy.
You're all right. Just go that way.
Okay.
In terms of the gas pedal, you mean?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, the Viper wasn't made to be like pleasant to Sunday drivers or like soccer moms.
Yeah, well. Oh, it's starting to.
That's right. If it starts to buck like that, you have one of two choices. You can either start gently letting off the gas to put load on it that way, or you can gently accelerate to put load on it the other direction. I would choose to gently accelerate.
Okay.
Because right now there's so little drag or load on the car, but the engine's so big, it'll turn into like a degrading bucking oscillation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to
Yeah, you can go back over there.
go back over there?
You need to go that way.
Oh.
Now let's use this as an example. Go ahead, push the clutch and come to almost a stop. Okay, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back again.
Back?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
continue
okay.
on.
Now right here I'm rolling
You
back.
can use that's okay, just use a little bit of gas. A bit more gas. There you go.
That wasn't too bad.
Good. Yeah, just go in that area and drive around a little bit more. I want you to kind of feel it. And then also you get past that bucking aspect, right? So what I'd like you to do is just drive around a little bit, accelerate, gently decelerate a couple of times, and then find yourself a parking space out here and just come to a controlled stop in that parking space.
Okay.
I don't care where. Maybe not next to a curb, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You can go ahead and accelerate a little harder. Like just... There you go. See? Alright, don't forget to push in the clutch.
Oh.
Push in the clutch. And now brake.
Clutch is in.
Braking is good. Getting closer to the curb. Remember that hole not necessarily next to a curb?
Well, okay. Yeah.
That's okay. I meant a space out there. Because if you accidentally got weird and popped the clutch, we'd end up in the curb.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay, you're good. So
All right.
let's do some more of that. So go ahead and back up and do some more of that. being melodramatic. You're good. You're good, dude. Alright, clutch in. Brake.
Okay.
There you go.
Back in the first?
Unless you want to drive around backwards all day.
No, I prefer to see ahead.
You're right, dude. It's okay if it rolls a little bit. It's not San Francisco.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't think people like Vipers in San Francisco.
I would not recommend getting a manual for San Francisco.
One of my old students has a manual. He drove us around San Francisco. I was making more of a joke relating to choice of efficiencies.
Yes.
And social lenient directions go that way. We'll just keep it in this area for now.
I gotcha.
That way if any big traffic's coming through, we don't have to worry about them. Okay, so go ahead and do this. Just accelerate a little bit and then let off, and we'll drive around a little bit. Not like an autocross, but go ahead and just kind of sport about in first gear, but keep it in the parking lot rather than going out in this roadway.
Well,
It's okay right now.
All right.
Just this way, I think people get the idea to not bother us, but if you go in this roadway, somebody might be driving through. Okay?
starts getting
You're all right.
bucking on it. I don't want to rip through the parking lot,
just
but
go, rip. There you go. Go ahead and let off, and just kind of go that way. I just want you to drive around a little bit. Go ahead and accelerate again. There you go. Let off. Kind of turn that way. All right. Again with the gentle acceleration. Okay. Now come to a controlled stop now. Clutch in. Good. Okay. Let's go again.
it's already in first.
Yes, sir. Little gas. That way, that way, that way. Okay. Okay, gently accelerate again. Accelerate. Okay, good. Again, accelerate. And then when you let off the gas, roll off the gas. There you go, rather than snap off the gas. Okay? Okay, again, accelerate and then roll off the gas. Excellent. Okay, controlled stop now. Clutch in. Got it. Okay, you got it. Okay, let's go again. Good. Keep going on the gas, guys. Get gas.
Okay.
It's all right. Okay, you're doing fine. How do you feel right now?
I feel pretty good.
Okay, let's stay with this big circle. Okay, genuinely. We're going to talk about shifting in a second. Okay.
Okay.
So, kind of the same sort of thing. While you're going to push in the clutch, hold it in, bring it back into second gear, and then let the clutch out at a reasonable rate and gently get onto the gas at the same amount. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's basically exactly the same like what you did in first. So when you are ready, go ahead.
Let's see, I'm gonna hit this straight.
That's fine when you're ready. Except we've got a looky-loo now. Clutch in, second gear. Okay, and then clutch out and gently on the gas. Go this way. That's second gear, man. You got that?
Hey, that was
What do you know? All right. Okay, so you're in second gear. This is pretty typical. I'd like you to find a parking spot out there. Go ahead and park the car. Or even something that looks like a parking space.
Yeah.
Hit the clutch in.
Yep.
Okay, let's go second gear and we'll go, or first gear, and then we'll go again. Except this guy's going now.
I'll wait for him.
That's just a weird person.
It's a weird. I mean, we're here, but it's a weird place to just sit.
Have you ever driven stick shift this successfully before?
No. I'm actually very surprised with myself.
Okay. All right, why don't you just accelerate and go ahead and stick it in second again.
Getting a little.
It's okay. There you go. It's all right. You're good over here. Keep going.
Okay.
Do you feel ballsy enough to drive it on the street yet?
I don't know.
I think that's a yes.
Do you think so?
Yeah, go park it somewhere in this thing. I'm gonna take my jacket off and get more. Go ahead and stick it first. You're fine.
Okay.
All right. You know what to do. Awesome. Okay, just go over here a second. I'm gonna get rid of. Yeah, go over there. Just go ahead and park it wherever you want, and then kill it. I'm gonna open the truck and get rid of my jacket. It's a little roasty in here.
A little bit.
We've got the AC off. Well, the AC doesn't work, but we got the vent off so the audio's better and whatnot.
Do I need to, okay, probably
leave it in gear.
Okay. In gear?
First gear. Kill the engine. It's got a big engine. With first gear, the torque multiplication works otherwise, so this keeps it from rolling, and so does this.
Okay.
So go ahead and put the parking brake on. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Let me have the key. All right, you guys, we're coming back for take 2 on the road. How do you feel about that?
Okay, good.
You're not doing so well getting the key out of there.
What is...
Yeah, I should have showed you how to do that. Oh, you failed. You failed your test. Have you never taken a key out of ignition?
There's something...
I'm not going to show them how to do it. This is more funny to watch.
Oh, man. Come on now.
God. You've driven a car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, stop. This is like neutral. You can only turn it this way or that way, right?
Yeah.
So which way is it turned too far right now?
I guess to the left?
Yes.
Okay. Touch and brake.
Correct. Okay, so we have decided to take this show on the road.
Do you mind if I race this just a little bit?
You do what you gotta do.
All right.
This is goofy to word. So I mentioned to him outside there, so we're gonna drive on the road and he's gonna concentrate on his thing. But since we're on the roadway, an animal could run out, people could do stupid things, etc. So in that circumstance, I do not want him to worry about driving or doing anything special. I just want him to default to stopping or getting around. I don't care if the engine stalls or something. If you're just naturally pushing the clutch and remember, that's great. But the biggest thing is just stopping. Other than that, don't worry about it. It is just a car in this circumstance. So you know how to drive a car, right? You got here today, didn't you?
Yep.
All right, so let's do that.
All right.
Now you remember everything you just did, right?
Yeah, a
Okay.
little bit.
Do you want to just drive around in first and then second gear, come to a stop twice, and then we'll hit the roadway?
Let's do it.
Okay. Just a little bit of gas and hold it right there. More gas. Perfect. Almost perfect.
Almost.
Excellent. It's okay. You just do you do you. All right, let's do a controlled stop somewhere, just like right here. Well done. All right, first gear. Let's do that one more time. How about you do exactly the same thing? Go ahead and accelerate. Second gear. Come around that corner. Stop in the same place.
All right.
Let's go. A little gas and hold it there. See, what you were doing with the gas is you were giving it initially a little bit of gas, but as the clutch was engaging, you were letting off the gas.
Okay.
It was a new mistake. Just keep your foot on the gas right there. Make sense?
It almost feels wrong, but
It's okay. Accelerate out of, there you go. Second gear. There you go. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. Looking great. Bucking a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit.
You're gonna stop in the same place. Up a little bit further. Remember that weed line right there? All right. Okay, let's go somewhere. Exit's that way.
Here we go.
Remember, just a default to stopping if anything isn't the way you like it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you know what to do.
Or at least I'm gonna pretend like I do.
You know what to do. Look out, it's a minivan!
Oh no!
That lady's like, what's your problem? Problem is minivans. They scare me.
Do you think that was an appropriate second gear shift there?
Oh, I didn't even notice, so probably yes.
Oh, nice. Let's see, do I want to go left out of
You
here?
want to go left. Turn signals are good.
Okay. First.
Way to go. Hold the gas there. Just give a little gas and hold it. Don't let off the gas. A little bit. A little bit. We'll go right out of here, okay? Clutch.
You said right?
Yep. Oh, before you go, just take a breather. Feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let this guy come by. That
Okay.
way you don't feel pressured at all.
Alright.
And the curb, there is a curb right there, so get out on the roadway and then go right. Okay? And hold the gas. Gas, 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 gas. There you go, there you go.
Yeah.
Alright. Second gear. Alright, getting a little sporty. Nice, nice, nice. Now third gear, you know how to do that?
Is that third?
Yep, yeah, get a little gas. Alright, what do you know? Let's just drive along like this for a minute. That way you kind of be like, hey, I'm driving, what up?
I'm driving the Viper.
Alright, so we got a railroad track coming out. We'll need to slow down just a little. We're already going, you know, reasonably speed. You're good.
Try
It's up there.
downshift or anything?
No, yeah, you're all right. You're probably going to end up, we'll get up close by. You're looking both ways. You're going to get the clutch in. Get the clutch in, and we're going to find second. Go ahead and find second with the clutch in. And then go ahead and just, off we go. Let's go straight. Okay, now we got a straight road. You go ahead and just upshift at a reasonable pace up to the speed limit. And there you go. Just third gear. Keep going. Okay, go ahead and accelerate. For our viewers, we got a guy in a giant Ford truck pulling a trailer behind us. You can go to fourth, you're good. You know what to do, right? You can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here we go. Okay, looking good. The guy in the truck thinks we should be going faster.
He's probably, yeah.
We got a stop sign coming up, so I haven't gotten into lessons about downshifting and everything like that, but we're not going to worry about it. When you get up there, just let off, let the engine kind of slow you down, and then when you need to brake, you'll brake, and then you'll push in the clutch, and then you'll find first gear, we'll go somewhere else, right?
Okay. You want me to go straight?
Yeah, let's go left. I think straight's a dead end.
Okay.
Actually, that dude wants to go that way too. Let's go left anyway. Maybe straight. Yeah, left is good. More gas, more gas.
Ooh. Okay.
There you go. All right. You know what to do, right? 55, let's go. There you go. Yes. Let's go. Third gear. There you go. Okay. Accelerate more. Fourth gear. And hit fifth gear just so you can cruise.
Fan slipped off.
Let's see what you got.
Ooh.
That's fifth gear.
That's fifth?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you generally feel like you can tell where the edge of the car is and stuff?
A little bit.
Go that way just a little
Okay.
bit. Look, that's okay. We had a bridge, but you're just a little close to the road. Go ahead and keep accelerating. Maintain about 50, 55 miles an hour. So what do you think?
This is I'm actually feeling pretty confident. I'm surprised with myself, but yeah, this is cool.
Good. Are you glad you came up today?
Yes, I am.
Are you glad that you decided to be a good human being and help a bunch of people when they needed it down in Dayton after the tornadoes?
I am. Yeah, I felt pretty good about that afterwards.
That's the deciding factor why I decided to spend the day with you and teach you this.
Well, I appreciate that.
Good.
And yeah, no, it is. It's better to help other people. You get a better feeling.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, so you know what to do here. We'll just decide what speed we need to go over these and pick the appropriate gear.
What gear?
So second gear, I'm thinking.
Second.
Yeah. And you know what to do. Let's go back up to speed. All right. Well, yeah, and so the whole reason in talking about that, and I wanted to see what other people do for other people. That's fifth gear, by the way.
Oh.
If you want to come down in a third, you can do that. That's fourth. That'll work. Go for it.
Okay.
Go ahead and accelerate. The reason you went from second to fifth is because you were trying too hard to put it in and forgot that the detents and the transmission will automatically guide you there.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I'm thinking, like you said, I'm thinking too hard about it almost.
It's all right. You're doing fine. Let's go left at the stop sign.
Okay.
But let's get a good scope out and see how much traffic we got beforehand.
This is actually my first time driving a manual on the road.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, no one's ever let you drive a manual car on the road?
Nope, just parking lots like that. So
That's weird.
this is
Okay.
new for me.
Now, Did you hear the little bit of noise the transmission made when you stuck it in first?
Yeah.
That's because you were going just a little bit fast and it was forcing the synchros to work hard. So you can actually wait a hair longer because the engine was at idle, and if you stick it in first gear, that means the transmission and the wheels to match that would need to be at what idle would be if it was in gear and moving with the clutch out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you could wait a little longer, but that's kind of an advanced thing. You're right. Let's go. 55. Let's go. Ah, ah, yeah, mule. Come on. Woo! Go ahead and just roll into it in fourth. Hard. Let's go. Fast. All right, gentle. Now, one thing that'll bite Viper people in the butt is what you just did. If you were hauling the mail and you just whipped off the throttle like that, that unsettles the car and puts the weight balance in the front, and that's how lots of people spin out cars, especially 911s.
Oh, okay.
So when you're driving sportily, roll off gingerly, don't just whip off. Whipping off is a technique you do to get that weight transition for the sake of upsetting the balance of the car.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, so roll off. Is that just under hard acceleration, or?
It depends on what you need to do with the car at whatever given time of the dynamics.
Okay.
But the nature of having a confident and cool head to do what needs to be done, but smooth and confident controls, is how someone with a very powerful car or racing car can be successful. But they don't teach newbies that. So if somebody's accustomed to driving a Honda and making all these crazy light switch movements because the car's really slow and has no power, don't forget your clutch in first gear. If they're accustomed to making all these crazy movements because the car makes no power and it doesn't go fast, and you do the same techniques in something like this, you're gonna have a bad time. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got traffic, which is no big deal, but we just need to pick and choose when we go.
You mean go right?
Let's go left.
Left?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're driving now. No big deal. Let's give it a moment. We're good on engine readings and stuff. Sometimes it's a pain. You watch left, I'll watch right, okay?
Okay.
And when you go, you're gonna do exactly the same thing you do before, but you're gonna hold a little bit of gas, okay? And then you're gonna accelerate. So you don't need to be as careful about being ginger with the gas when we go, but everything else the same. So I think you're good after this truck. Let me clear you on the right.
Okay.
It's gonna be after this semi-rig, okay?
Okay.
So if you're ready, you can go now. Let's go. All right, go ahead and accelerate. We need to get to the speed limit. You know what to do. Clutch in, second gear, accelerate again, go. Hit it. All right, third gear. You're doing all right. Let's go. Not bad, let's go. Fourth gear. Great, keep going. A little bit faster, everybody speeds here. Go ahead in fifth gear. You want to keep the flow of traffic. You're doing just fine. All right. Now, because there's a semi-truck here and kicking up debris, normally I'd tell you to get over the right lane, but we want to avoid that, and I've got nobody coming up behind us. And it looks like someone's turning, so we're going to stay in this lane for now.
Okay.
I've done a bunch of videos about left lane hawks recently, so I know people are going to be more scrutinizing of us, but we've got a car here going slow and turning, so we're looking out for the overall best situation.
The greater good of the roadway.
Correct, passing somebody now. Go ahead and merge over to the right. Excellent. Now we've got a turn coming up which we don't stop for. Okay, so you're gonna end up selecting second gear, slow down. You're gonna have it in second gear, and then you'll accelerate out of the corner of second gear.
All right.
Up, coming a little further. It's right before the power station there.
Okay.
Go ahead, turn signal on. Did you see the roadway coming up just there?
Yeah.
Start braking. You're fine. Don't stick it until second, until you're almost there. Come on, brake more. Brake more. Okay, go ahead and stick it in second. Clutch in, second gear. Okay, let's go.
I felt pretty good about that.
You know where we're going? It's just up on the right here.
If I remember.
It's right here.
Oh, yeah.
Slow down. Now we're going to park it, and there's immovable objects, so don't get too excited and forget what you need to do. Okay, now first gear would be good, so we can motor on. Get yourself out there and come on in. You're fine, wherever.
Let's see. I want to...
Just go over there on the other side of that.
Okay.
Anywhere's good.
All right.
You can just kind of stop it at a 45-degree angle here if you like.
Do you want me to back it in?
You feel confident backing it in?
I think I could do it, but it's up to you.
You go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Is that reverse? I can't. Just remember clutch in.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Go ahead and push the clutch in now. You're already coasting. Okay. And then let it out a little bit, dab it a little bit, keep going back. Push it in. There you go. You see what I'm making you do is slip it?
Yeah.
That's what you do in confined areas. Okay, keep going. All right, keep going.
I can't tell.
Okay, clutch in. I think we got it. Put it in first. Kill it. You gotta let the engine stop spinning, and then you can let the clutch out.
Got the key out that time.
There you go.
Let me pull that up.
What do you know?
Wow.
What do you think of that?
I am very impressed. Well, I've never driven a manual on the road, so that was a first, and I'm surprised I got it. I mean, coming around that corner where we went back to second, I was so surprised that it was as smooth as it was.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think of Vipers?
Well, I already liked Vipers, but after this, they've moved up a little bit on my tier.
Well, good. What, I don't know what to ask you. What do you think of Genius Garage and my YouTube channel?
Well, I do watch your YouTube channel a lot. We were talking about that earlier. And I really like what you're doing with Genius Garage. I think it's an awesome experience to be able to come and work on race cars and learn all the engineering. And I mean, because anybody can work on their own car, but not everybody has access to race cars or a shop or even tools.
That's very true.
So it's
all right.
I think it's cool.
What do you want to tell everybody out there?
You should probably learn how to drive manual if you're a car guy. I think
what?
It's
or a car girl.
Car girl, okay. And it's. I mean, I've heard people say it's the best anti-theft device. Because it seems like nobody knows how to drive them.
Would you agree that paddle shifting is for sissies who can't drive?
I wouldn't go that far because I have paddle shifters. But I think paddle shifters are a cool way to look cool while driving an automatic.
Oh, so perfect for a Ferrari or Lamborghini if you can't drive?
Exactly.
Oh, snap! I led that. Okay, so, I don't know, man. What do you want to tell everybody out there, other younger people, about the value of actually teaching, paying it forward, or helping your community or nation?
Yes, absolutely. What Casey has done today, teaching me how to confidently drive stick and get it out on the road. I mean, this is an opportunity that I've had before, really. So that is I'm gonna remember this day.
Yeah,
for a
but
while.
not the car. I meant what you do, man.
What I do?
Yeah. What do you think? Why you did that for your own reasons?
Yes.
What do you want to tell people about what you did?
If there's something you want to do, just go and do it. Just
if you think you can make things better?
Yes.
Or help out others?
If you think you have something that you can do to help out other people, or something you can do to better your community or the world, don't be afraid to do it. And
you got to look after yourself and your own family and stuff.
Yes.
But
you have to take the risk because what's that famous quote? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, that's true.
But besides the point, just go out and do something good.
Just because nobody isn't doing something already that should be or could be done doesn't mean that you're not the exact right person to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah? Should we end it on that?
You want to end it there?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I got to go do stuff.
Yeah,
I hope you have a nice day.
Hey, you too.
Thanks for coming up, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you did down in Dayton. And I think those people do it too, of course, but that's not why we do it. Yeah. So I hope this has inspired all of you to help pay it forward and better your community, nation, or those around you. Make a good difference while still looking after yourself. And maybe it will inspire you all to share your cars in a meaningful way. Older generation, museums that are dying, right?
Yeah.
But, and have fun with cars. They're a good thing.
Yep.
Cool. I hope you guys will like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, dude. Let's go.